Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming this morning. A warm welcome back to the IPIA Big Breakfast. It is amazing to have you here as we continue to push and stimulate economic activity for our amazing industry. It is all about making new connections and expanding your business network. So when we go back to the diner after the presentation, around the tables and meeting new people. My name is Brennan Perring, and I am the General Manager of the Independent Print Industries Association that hosts this event. Now, before I introduce you to today's live, freshly juiced speakers, Lucy Swanston from Nutshell Creative and Gemma Mitchell from bakergoodchild, I want to thank our incredible sponsor, EPS, who has enabled us to make this session free for you to attend. I am sure you will have seen in the industry news the purchase of EFI's software business by STG Group, and the exciting future that is now in store for EPS. A big thanks must also go to Transio Media, who are with us today and supporting EPS in the UK as its software reseller and systems integrator. I now want to give a little introduction to the Market Direct software that Lucy will be referring to during her interview with Gemma. Market Direct cross-media software is a toolbox for print and marketing organizations. Adopted by printers, marketing agencies, and corporate marketing departments around the world, Market Direct allows the user to create powerful and sophisticated multi-channel marketing campaigns. But what do I mean by multi-channel? Okay, so to communicate using highly personalized email, or PEARLs, as they are often referred to, printed, personalized direct mail, and SMS text messaging, all from a data source that allows targeted, personalized, but importantly, measured results. Lucy and Gemma will be explaining how they have collaborated using this platform to achieve success in their partnership. But it is all about maximizing engagement with your customers with an easy-to-use interface, quick deployment, and creating measurable results for your customers. And by the way, most of you will have already engaged directly with Market Direct Cross Media, as the Big Breakfast registration website and communication for it is built as a Market Direct campaign. So please do seek out John Morley from EPS and Neil Bather from Transio Media when we return to the networking to find out more. Now, it is my very great pleasure to welcome our freshly juiced speakers, Lucy Swanston and Gemma Mitchell. They will be discussing how to get social with print and the success that can be enjoyed by joining these two channels together. Hello, Lucy. Welcome to the Big Breakfast. And hello, Gemma.
Morning.
Right, I will leave you to it. Have fun.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and brilliant to see so many faces this morning. Just to give you some background, we've been a customer of EPS using the Market Direct technology for the last 9 years. Nutshell are, for those of you who don't know, are a full-service design and marketing agency with a trade services arm that specifically supports the print industry. And Gemma from bakergoodchild is one of our fantastic clients. Welcome, Gemma. So on to today's topic, social media managers do buy print. It's quite alarming, isn't it? I bet many of you think in this room today that they're actually quite negative about our wonderful print channel, but that's where we're wrong. But just all joking aside, the last few years has really challenged us all to get our thinking caps on, especially on the new business front and acquiring new customers. You know, how do we do that? How do we retain them? What value-added services can you provide? Which is all very well, but in a highly competitive industry, printers are fighting for airspace with marketing managers. And with so many channels competing against it, we really did need to get our thinking cap on. So that we did. Gemma and I are going to talk to you today about a live project we work on together for a high-end cosmetic company called Barbara Sturm. So welcome again, Gemma. First off, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at bakergoodchild?
Yeah, morning, Lucy. So as you've said, my name is Gemma Mitchell and I work for bakergoodchild. I'm the head of client services. I've been with the business about 3 years, which time flies when you're having fun. And for my sins, I've been in the industry for about 20 years now, covering all things print, mail and post.
Excellent. And can you just give me a bit of a flavour of the type of campaigns that you currently work on at Baker Goodchild, just so we can put the conversation into context?
Yeah, of course. So we cover a broad spectrum of services, providing a full service offering, anything from digital print to outsourced print management, database services, and then obviously full integrated campaigns like we've worked on with yourself.
Awesome, thank you. So just before I move on, I wanted to share a few stats with you that actually you could find a little bit depressing, actually, first off. These were taken from the latest Canon report, where 235 senior marketeers were interviewed, and they reported that 95% of respondents have moved spend into digital in the last 2 years, and only 33% of marketing spend goes on print. So I think you'll all probably agree that doesn't sound great, does it? But this risen for us isn't doom and gloom. We see this as an actual opportunity to try something new. So just carrying on from those stats, 95% outsource their print needs to a specialist PSP. And let's just focus the emphasis on the specialist part of that. And 75% want their PSP to be more consultative. However, only fewer than 20% are. And, you know, if we take the last few years, COVID has forced us to do a lot of things. And one of those is for brands wanting to experiment. So the opportunity being that 80% of more buyers want more information. And here's the sweet spot. 86% of buyers actually want advice on combining digital with physical. So we put this research to the test and ultimately discovered that brands love it when suppliers innovate with new ideas. Now, this next slide seems a little bit facetious. However, it does bring me on quite nicely now to understand how you move that conversation on, Gemma, with the marketing team and allowed you to have a broader conversation with the social media team.
Yeah, so to be honest, the slide's probably not too facetious, and it, typically is how conversations can and tend to go historically when you work in print. So we previously had done exactly what this slide shows, provided just a basic postcard with a sachet into an envelope. When the last campaign came around, it was an opportunity to engage with them a little more because there was some change in personnel, to talk to them about what Baker Goodchild could offer, and really to understand some of the pinch points that they were facing and what the customer journey might look like. So we were able to unpick that there was the initial campaign was starting off on Instagram, and that they would like a fully enriched digital journey as well as the physical element. So that's really when we then started taking a briefing and then engaging with you and looking at what the campaign could deliver.
Excellent, thank you. There's always challenges along the way, particularly when technology is involved. Can you share any of those challenges with us?
There were one or two, nothing really out of the ordinary per se. So lots of creative copy changes, which is I guess normal, and particularly around COVID. So it's a global reach brand, and so international transit times have been and continue to be a little bit of a challenge. So that required lots of last minute changes. Unfortunately, the software and the technology is really flexible and quick and easy to use. And then also with the imagery and the copy changing, having everything in one place was brilliant for the client, because it meant the brand maintained consistency throughout the whole of the customer journey and the whole of the automated campaign.
Thank you. So in terms of the technology itself, what impact do you think that had on the campaign in its entirety and managing that kind of end-to-end customer journey for Barbara Sturm?
Yeah, so definitely key was the brand consistency. So the customer was really, really pleased with the overall brand engagement and the consistency across the piece. And that was really testament to having it all in one place. It was very flexible and responsive. So with all of the changes around scheduling of some of the emails around transit times, we were able to modify that quite quickly. copy changes, things like that. It was all very quick and easy to use, and the customer was really pleased with the dashboard and the reporting element and the accessibility that everything provided, the automation provided.
So as a result of these conversations, and Brendan, you've stole our thunder because you put the results page up. Could you go back a slide, please, Mr. Technical? Thank you. So we've talked about how the technology actually impacted on it, and we're now, we've gone from a simple sample fulfillment going out in the mail to a full-blown campaign.
Yeah.
During these conversations, have you encouraged any more print from the social media manager themselves as a result of this campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we alluded to earlier, previously, they've just used a very standard postcard format. So because we were so engaged with the customer for the whole customer journey, we were able to talk to them about optimizing the use of print on this campaign. So we went from just a normal A5 postcard to a 6-page A5 carrier piece with the capacity fold, which really showcased the products. So it enabled them to include extra content and provide a really high quality look and feel, which really showcased the sachets and the samples. So much so that print carrier card that we helped them design has been used in their e-com and wholesale distribution, and it features in all of their spas and boutiques as well. We've then used this particular model as a case study so that we can talk to other customers, not just in the cosmetic sector, but throughout all of the sectors that we cover, talking to them about how social and print work well together and how it optimizes and maximizes results.
Which I guess has been an education process in itself, because they wouldn't have ordinarily, other than sending a sample out in the post as a result of their social media campaign, probably really ever considered it in their job function.
Yeah, absolutely.
So moving on to the results of the all important part, which you've all seen already now. So hopefully you didn't read too much of the slide, but could you just run us through those results, Gemma?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned initially, the campaign kickoff was on Instagram. They received 100% redemptions. I think it was 17 minutes, if we're being precise.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely fantastic. And again, using the automation and the software, there was no glitches with the sign-up process and the data capture form. So that would work really well. As I mentioned, again, strong brand and customer engagement throughout the journey. Again, the customer's been really pleased with the engagement throughout the whole process, with all of the emails that were used as part of the campaign. And I guess the main thing in direct marketing is data is king. And so the customer has actually generated 20,000 first-party data lines to enable remarketing. And that data is super powerful. And we've been able to enrich that with further information using the automation campaign, capturing information about their product preferences and their spending habits. Again, further enriching the data to enable really drilled down targeting.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you very much, Gemma. So just to summarize, social media managers do buy print. It's just all about having the right conversations, understanding their objectives, and obviously using technology to automate that marketing process and ultimately enticing them with more print. After all, we all know that combining channels produces excellent results. Big thank you to you, Gemma. Brendan, I'll hand back over to you. Thank you.